Thanks for checking out this highlight from the Casually Hardcore podcast. If you want to check out the full podcast after the show, please be sure to hit the top link in the description. But now, let's do it. Right, and that's what's actually one of the things I wanted to jump in on a question. Yeah. My first question to you is that has there been any kind of negative fallout that you've seen? I've been seeing this wonderful meme of The Simpsons going around where you have one character representing Cyberpunk, Abu, diving in front of somebody pointing a gun that says valid criticism, and basically taking the bullet for Cyberpunk, and Abu is called Weird Nerds, because we posted on it yesterday, and it said, there is a sense that I've seen this happen, this is the second time this year that I've seen something happen where gamers have had a hard time rectifying the two kind of mindsets, right? Like we can love cyber CDPR, but we can also say like this isn't the right way to go about it. Like there's a better way. They misstepped, and where it came in was when they talked about microtransactions earlier this year for their multiplayer game, and all of a sudden the internet was like, oh, but we're against microtransactions, but we love CDPR. For like 2
years, right? Yeah.
No,
I mean, I think in terms of me personally, I've basically lived my entire adult consumer life separating the art from the artist in certain respects, whether that's business practices, whether that's politics, whatever it might be. I'm interested in what your actual content is, what I'm playing on my screen. And a lot of this stuff, I think it's easy to get kind of captured in the moment of the zeitgeist of memes and whatever it is you're talking about. You know, we're a niche in a niche, certainly in Hogue Law, which is not only are we a video game YouTube channel, we're a video game YouTube channel talking about the business and legal aspects of those video games. So it's very easy to say, oh, this is significant, it's important. And obviously I'm passionate about not doing what I think is abuse of what are already kind of ambiguous and problematic legal statutes. But outside of that, I fully expect Cyberpunk 2077 to be one of the better games of the year, and I'm looking very much forward to it. I can still say, come on, guys, you can do better than that. And I don't really think it'll have an impact on their bottom line. I don't really think it had an impact on Sony's bottom line with Last of Us. I don't think these things have that impact. And until they do, I don't think a lot of it's going to change. I do think now that we've seen Sony and CDPR do this year, we've seen it in the past to some extent with the Nintendos and the Atlases of the world. If this continues on, then you would expect more and more publishers to be more freely, I use the term abuse. It's kind of in quotes. It's not like there's any specific parameters around what you can do with the DMCA until you get chastised by the court, which simply hasn't happened. And so I think you'll see more and more of this. And certainly as we move more and more digital and you have more and more potentially fraught game releases. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 got leaked, presumably because someone didn't like the content in it. Cyberpunk didn't have the same kind of thing, but you still have that kind of politically fraught nature of the content in question that kind of adds to the froth online, right? You have, even in the reviews that came out yesterday, there's just a lot of political context to Cyberpunk 2077. And so I think that helps keep these engines moving. But end of the day, not much is going to change on the sales side of things, I don't think. And Cyberpunk 2077 was always destined to be one of the biggest sellers of the year.
I hope that you really enjoyed that highlight, and I hope that you check out the full podcast. Again, link is in the description. Thanks for being here, and hope you have a fantastic day, you wonderful, beautiful individual.